That's some old blues stuff. Here's one I wrote. Well, I woke up this morning and you were already gone. I guess I should listen to what you said all along. When it comes to giving, well, I'm not a giving guy. Now I have time to think about it, and I got no alibi. Yeah. You got to understand, I serve two masters. I'm a musician. I'm still an active musician at 76 years old, and I'm an artist too. I think music and then art are probably the two things on a daily basis I think about all the time, I live for. Music especially, it's been with me since I was 15 years old. I've never not wanted to play music and be around it, and I've become that way with art too. I've literally played all around the world. I was in Vietnam for 2 years, and when I was in Vietnam I got detached for 3 months to special services. They put a rock and roll band together. We traveled the whole country playing. I've played music since then. My wife would book me over the last for about 11 or 12 years in blues bars around the country, and we would go play the bars, stay in a motel or hotel, and go 3 or 4 a week a lot of times. And after a bunch of that and doing this my whole life, you just get burnt out on drunks and club owners sometimes. And in 2011, I thought, I got to diversify. I got to try something else. So I started my hand at thought art. It's the same side of the brain. So I thought I'll try that. Started out dabbling in watercolors and different things and pastels. I started doing pen and ink, and man, it just took off. I've been told that I have a natural sense of, a natural eye to understand composition. Matter of fact, one time I bought a book on composition when I first started. I thought, I'll learn about all compositions and all this stuff and how it works. And I started thinking, no, I'm doing okay without it. If I read this book, it may really screw me up. And I really don't want to know. I don't want to overthink myself on this. So I use a natural process. I've never opened that book. Matter of fact, I probably should give it away, so I never will open that book. If I did an original piece of art and you bought it, I want to make sure that your grandchildren and great-grandchildren could be able to see this like it is right now. If you've ever looked at old fountain pen ink, it fades over a period of time. But there are a few companies, and there's a company called Noodler's Ink. Noodler's Ink was designed for check fraud. You sign something in this ink, and it's got a chemical property to it that it goes into the surface of the paper and bonds with the cellulose. You will destroy the paper before you destroy the image. And I use that ink mostly if I'm using fountain pens. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I wish you would, but then you won't. You go away, you come back home. You're in my face, but I'm alone. And there's one thing I know is true. You promise things you never do. You promise things you say you feel. You give me hope, but it's not real. You go away, you come back home. You're in my face, or I'm alone. If there's one thing I know is true, you promise things you never do. That's where the harmonica comes in there. I've won a number of awards with my pen and inks, and I think part of the thing is if you get into shows, you get a lot of watercolor, you get a lot of oils and acrylics, and you get all kinds of colored things. But pen and ink's kind of it's one of the oldest arts in history. You know, they can't paint it on walls with drawings. So, you know, I think it's something that's been around for a long time, and I don't think I have a tremendous amount of competition. And some of the color I've done, I've also used watercolor washes with it to get the color. I also realized that I can use ink washes. So I can use colored ink washes, and then it becomes a pen and ink. It's not a mixed media, because when you get into mixed media, you get all these people working with different things that are, you know, and you get a big competition on them. But if you're working with colored inks with black and white inks, that's still a pen and ink, you know, so. I think that everybody that's known me for any amount of time knows how my brain works. You know, I'm creative. And I suffer from PTSD, so I'm sure that influences. I went through PTSD testing at the veterans, and the guy told me, he said, you realize that some of the most successful people in the world have PTSD because your brain moves all the time. My brain goes all the time,
Ain't got
you
no
know.
money. Ain't got no car.
Money, as long as I have enough to have food on the table and have a place to live, that's all I care about money for. I see what money can do to people, and God knows it's getting worse and worse right now. And I don't care about that stuff. You know, I've probably given away more of my pictures than I've sold, because somebody loves it. If somebody comes into a place where I'm at and they're hung up on one of my pictures but they can't afford it, I'll make sure they can afford it. So I think it's more important that it goes home with somebody that cares for it. If you change your mind, you decide to stay, well, I get back those feelings that I've always thrown away. So there's something missing. There's something tonight. I had time to think about it, and I got no alibi. Yeah. Well, sometimes I think about it, and I almost start to cry. Oh. Yeah, that's my background singer. Just became me. The funny thing is, it's never really changed. It's like it's something I've always known. It's really weird. We all live in this world. We just got to make the best of what we got.
I ain't got no money.